Hey everybody, remember last year when we planted 2 Oakleaf hydrangeas? If you recall, Proven Winners sent me a small plant and a big plant. And the idea was to follow these plants so that you could get an idea for whether it's better to plant a smaller plant or a bigger plant. And of course, the bigger plant costs more money. So anyways, it's time to check in and see where we're at with those. So here's one of them right down here. And we're gonna take a closer look at this and check out, do you think this is the bigger one or the smaller one? Let's find out. So right now I'm standing between the 2 Oakleaf hydrangeas that we planted last year. This is Gatsby Gal hydrangea from Proven Winners. This over here is the small one. This one came in a 4-inch pot. I think they call it a quart pot as well. And I will tell you, it's looking great. It looks really healthy, which is impressive because when I came to check on this in late winter, it was gone. The deer had eaten it down to nubs. And I thought, I ruined this whole experiment. There's nothing left. I actually bought a replacement plant for this, which I didn't end up planting here because I wanted to keep the experiment going. And it's such a lovely plant, I knew I wanted to have it. So now I have a spare to put somewhere else in the garden, but it's looking really healthy. And I would say this is maybe 18 inches tall and 18 inches wide, roughly. And I'm really happy with how this bounced back, considering that everything you see here is new growth, because this was gone down to the ground. Now, over here is the bigger one. This is the one that came in a 3-gallon container. This was also nibbled on by deer, but not nearly as badly. In fact, that would be one of the things that you might want to consider when you're thinking about buying a smaller plant or a bigger plant, is if you have deer pressure, deer can wipe out a plant. If it's smaller, bigger plant stands perhaps a little bit better chance of standing up to them. But they did nibble all of the ends of this. So there will be no flowers this year because Oakleaf hydrangea blooms on old wood and the deer have eaten off all of those old flower buds. But this one is, I would say, maybe 3 times the width of the other one, about the same height, maybe a touch taller, but about 3 times as wide as the smaller one over there. Again, looking super healthy. So the first time I watered these was this week, actually, because we haven't had rain for about 2 weeks now, and I do have drip run over here, so I put the hornbeams that are near here and this on the drip just to give them a little bit of water. But that's the first time I've given them any water whatsoever this year. They're looking healthy. I do love Oakleaf hydrangeas. They're such a good plant. And I won't get flowers this year, but I will get great fall color from it. So that's something to think about. So in terms of size, this is an ongoing experiment, and we'll just see how things progress here. We'll keep an eye on this for the next couple of years. But in the meantime, let me know where you fall on the big plant, small plant thing. Smaller plants are less expensive, obviously, but you're buying time with bigger plants. So is that something that's worth it to you? And last year when we did this first video, a lot of people had great suggestions. One of which was that the reason they like smaller plants was because they have ground that's really difficult to dig in. So if you have ground that's really difficult to dig in, digging a smaller hole is absolutely better. And also, sometimes smaller plants will acclimate better to new conditions. So it's something to consider too. So let me know where you fall. If you're gonna buy a plant, do you look for the biggest plant you can find, or do you look for something smaller? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Keep following us on this. We will keep updating you on how these 2 plants are growing. And now I have a 3rd Gatsby Gal hydrangea to go plant somewhere else in my garden, so lucky me. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear what you think about it, and we will catch you soon. Thanks so much, bye-bye. On by deer, but not nearly as badly. Not nearly